10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, Faith and Fitness TV broadcast fans and family. This is your host, Patricia Takesha McKenzie, Faith and Fitness TV broadcast, The McKenzie Project. Welcome to another awesome interview I have with a legendary dancer, choreographer, producer, director, actor, and a friend. I would like to introduce to my audience at Faith and Fitness TV broadcast, The McKenzie Project, Charles Chucky Epps. Welcome to the McKenzie Project, Chucky.
Hey, how y'all doing? It's so glad to be here.
Thank you for coming on the McKenzie Project.
Thanks for having me.
You are amazing. You are a legendary dancer, choreographer.
Thank you.
Where can we start?
Takes one to know one.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So tell me when you first started dancing.
Baby, I started. I was about like 3 or 5 years old. I come from an entertainment family. Okay, I come from the Epps dynasty. Okay. You know, the Eppses. You know.
Well, explain that to my audience because they might not know what an Epps is.
Okay, well,
so please tell them. I do know, but
yes, you heard of Mike Epps and the Omar Eppses, and there's Sheldon Epps, also a prolific director, Hollywood director. So that's where my family roots come from. They're all in entertainment, but I became more of the dancer, choreographer of that family. Okay. So that was in my blood, there. And then, my family, my immediate family, my mother, my aunt, okay, who was a fabulous dancer, who was a background dancer with James Brown.
What's her name?
Her name is Gidget. That was her stage name, Gidget.
Okay, we got to shout out Miss Gidget. Okay.
She was no joke. Gidget was no joke, okay? Pam Grier had nothing on my aunt Gidget, okay? So, like I said, so at a little boy, they live with me. My mom, she's dancing. She's taking classes at Ruth Williams Dance Studio, which is an iconic dance studio in Harlem.
And it was in the old Teresa
At the
Hotel.
St. Teresa Hotel,
That's
yes.
right.
And so that's where it all started there. Yes, and also, like I said, again in my family, my cousin, his name is Dudley Williams.
We know who that is.
You should.
Alvin Ailey American Dance
Yes,
Theater.
yes. He is my second cousin. My grandmother was his mother's sister. Okay, so.
So you come from an awesomely,
yes,
tremendously blessed and talented family.
It's
in the
in the
genes.
blood, baby. It's in the genes. Yes.
That's amazing. Oh my God. When did you know you really wanted to do this as not just a class on Saturday? When did you know that this is what your life's passion was?
I would say when I was about maybe 10 years old. I had transferred from after Ruth Williams. I went to Sevilla Fort, which was another iconic Dunham protege. I was taking classes with Rita Moreno and John Parks, and I was a little boy, but she would have me leading across the floor because I could return. So after that, then I went to this wonderful institution called the Bernie Johnson Cultural Arts Center.
Jamaica Queens.
Jamaica Queens.
Yes.
Okay. All of the iconic, legendary, or elite, as I like to call them, teachers, dancers came from there. Michael Peters, who was my teacher and mentor, Beat It, Thriller, all that stuff. Lester Wilson, Saturday Night Fever. Ben Vereen is from there. So that's where it started. But then there was an audition, okay, for this TV special. Remember, I don't know if you guys remember Marlo Thomas.
Oh, of course, that girl, Danny Thomas's daughter.
Yes, she's the CEO of St. Jude Hospital.
Children's Hospital.
Yes. Well, anyway, she was very popular back then, and she was doing doing a TV special, huge TV special. All the stars were on it. Michael Jackson was on it. Sidney Poitier. Harry Belafonte, Dustin Hoffman, Cher. I mean, everyone was on it. So, but she wanted to do this group choreography with children of all races and ages coming together. So Bernie BJ, as we call her, sent the school down to the school. like 100 kids. We had to audition. This was like a job choreographed by the iconic, legendary elite choreographer Donald McHale. Okay, and so I went down there. We auditioned. Only myself and another girl got chosen out of all those 100 kids to do.
This is when you were 10?
I was 10.
My.
So that was my first
gig.
This was a professional gig.
Yes.
So I joined the union. My mother got me an agent. I was like, oh, I can make money. I'm making money at this and this. I was like, maybe I should think about doing this as a living. I liked it. That's awesome. So that's when I was like, okay, my parents were like, okay, but let's really investigate and that.
So I want to jump ahead a little bit.
Yes.
So you were 10 years old when you got your first professional dance gig.
Yes.
Let's jump to when you first met Mr. Ailey.
Okay.
Yes. How old were you?
Yes. Okay. Yes. I was during that time. I went to the High School of Performing Arts, and during that time, I had a scholarship at the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater after school, and several other schools, Joffrey Ballet, but anyway, so in my senior year of PA, 16 years old, I thought I want to get into the company, so I auditioned. Okay, I auditioned for the company, and got accepted at 16. Okay. He said I was like kind of the new breed of like male dancer. I had the beautiful ballet technique. Plus I had the 6 o'clock extensions, which not many people, especially men, could do that. I was kind of one of the first of that time. So that's what intrigued him to me, that I was so young, but I could do all these phenomenal, I was like his new toy. I was like, oh, we could play around. So
you were able to execute things that others had not been able to do.
Yes.
In that manner.
Yes.
Okay.
And so what happened with that was I auditioned, got accepted, and he was like, okay. I told him I was 18. I was only 16. He was like, okay, well, we'll see you at 890 Studios on Monday. I was like, bet. So I was cut school for like a week.
Oh my God.
And was rehearsing with the company, learning Revelations and everything like a company member. But then this other iconic ballerina teacher, her name is Dolores Brown, another elite ballet, one of the first brown ballerinas. She was giving company class. She was like the ballet mistress, and she was the scholarship director too. So she saw me in that. She was like, she busted me. She's like, you busted. She went up to Alvin, and she was like, do you know that Chucky? He's still in high school. Okay.
She ratted you out.
She ratted me out. She was like, he's only 16 years old. He's still in high school. So, long story short, they were like, okay, Chucky, you're going to finish high school. My mother was like, yeah, you're finishing high school.
Yeah.
You finish high school and graduate, and there'll be a place for you here. So that was my introduction into Ailey.
Oh, my God. That's amazing. And he kept his word, because before that you were asked to join Ailey too, because a dancer had dropped out.
Yes.
And Sylvia Waters
called me and begged me to fill in.
Yes.
Because she knew I could pick up, very quickly the week before the season. And so I was, at first I was kind of reluctant, because I was like, I'm supposed to go into the first company, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But she was like, it's only going to be for, a season. And then I had like another friend of mine who, Jasmine Guy was in the Ailey too at that time. Okay. Some wonderful dancers of that period. So I was like, okay, all right. But it turned out to be, the two of the best years of my, grooming career. Jasmine Guy with her. This is all before, the fame and all that, and the other dancers. So it was just a nurturing, wonderful background with Sylvia Waters, and one of the highlights of my career, I would say.
Excellent. I want to jump ahead.
Yes.
To what you're doing now, because I hear you using the word elite.
Yes.
Dancers.
Yes.
Don't give too much away.
Yes.
But tell us what you're working on now.
Yes. Well, I am producing. I've written and producing a docuseries about. It's called Chocolate and Sweat: A Journey Through the Elite World of Black Dance. Okay, so. Right. And so when I say elites, I mean like the legends. The elites are the legends of black dance.
So would I be able to say an Arthur Mitchell, a Judith Jamison,
Yes.
an Alvin Ailey,
Yes.
and
On and on and on and on
okay,
and
a
on.
Charles Epps. I love it.
No.
A Dudley Williams.
A Dudley, yes.
Yes.
Talking, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So how long have you been working on it?
I've been working on this since about 2018, but we've been, picked up, by a Hollywood award-winning producer. Yes, Hollywood award-winning producer who's picked up my film, who's backing, producing, directing, all of that. It's happening,
Are you still teaching, Chucky?
Yes, I'm still teaching. Actually, I have a master class coming up soon. Soon in 2 weeks, I have a master class.
Okay, you gotta let me know.
So that's what I do. I do a lot of like master classes.
Okay.
Yes, and
Is that in ballet? Jazz,
no, I mean I could do everything, but I kind of do. Well, I'm going to be doing down there kind of like a contemporary style, also like a Horton-esque, Ailey-esque, Horton-esque, Ailey-esque-ish class also, and everybody's so excited. I mean, yes, I've got so many offers to do these master classes.
Is it going to be here? Is it going to be here in New York?
No, it's going to be the first one's going to be down in Virginia Beach, and then I have some more. Down the road, so very, that's what I love, giving back. There are not many of us around who had the honor to study with the greats like, Mr. Ailey and, Donna McHale and Arthur Mitchell and Tally Beatties and the Michael Peters and the George Faisons, and so I'm still here, so I'm going to pass on my knowledge to the next generation.
And I wanted to ask you something about the next generation, because we're in a generation all our own. We won't say which generation. So we can say, so the generation Z's and X's that are coming up that don't even know the name of a Pearl Primus or a Catherine Dunham.
Right.
When you watch 17 and 18-year-olds who have great technique, but no life experience.
They don't know the stories. They don't know the history. No.
And so when you see somebody like yourself dance the same choreography as with a 19, 20-year-old, not saying about the youth, I'm not talking about that, I'm talking about life experience. When I see you dance, it's going to touch something on the inside of me that's going to be like, and in spite of seeing, you're welcome, an 18, 19-year-old who just came out of, graduated from BFA Fordham, and they could do the high kicks and the penchés and whatever, and there's nothing there.
No, but that's why they need people like, myself and other, people around who can, we share the history as well as the movement. You have to know your history, in order to when you're portraying a ballet, so you're able to tell a story. It's about telling a story through your movement.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And that's interesting. I just went to see, I won't say the name of it, Broadway show the other day, and they had two groups. It was the Irish group and the African Americans. And when I saw the Irish, and they were doing that, I don't know, I call it Irish.
The river dance.
Like a river dance, exactly.
Jig, river
the
dance.
Jig, yes.
Yeah, right.
And I'm thinking African boot dance. I'm thinking tap. I'm thinking dance is so connected, interconnected. And then when I saw the African Americans doing their piece, I was like, oh, they put all the modern pieces in there. I was like, it's all connected.
It's all connected.
I don't care if you call it Irish, Jewish.
Right. It's all connected. And a lot of it has started, from, the African diaspora, from Africa, and then we came over here, with the African Americans, the slaves, and the tap. All that started with them, with them, and even like getting into the jazz movement, jazz even, there's this wonderful movie called Uprooted. It's a documentary. It's called Uprooted: The Journey of Jazz Dance, and it's wonderful on HBO Max. And they're telling the history of jazz dance, but it's very inclusive, of all of us, of all of us are included, So it's a brilliant documentary.
So let's see. When we speak about different genres of dance, I'm going to throw out a genre at you.
Yeah.
And you tell me the first name that pops into your head.
Okay.
Okay? Tap.
Tap. Gregory Hines, Fred Astaire,
Okay.
the Nicholas brothers.
Okay.
Those are my top.
Okay.
Top.
Jazz.
Jazz, there's a lot of them.
Top two.
Fred Benjamin.
Kudos to Fred Benjamin.
Fred Benjamin, Bob Fosse, you know, yes.
Those who don't know Bob Fosse, he did a chorus line.
Yes,
on
and
Broadway
Chicago
for
is
men,
on
and
Broadway.
Chicago.
It's on Broadway right now. Yes.
Okay.
You know, Frank Hatchett.
Yes.
You know, Pepsi Bethel.
Yes, I took
You know, yes.
Okay. Ballet.
Ballet, of course. You know, Baryshnikov, Nureyev.
Yes.
You know, Margot Fontaine. You know, and I had the privilege of performing with these artists. Yes, at the Met. It was a Met Gala. It was like a big Met Gala, and they had all the opera singers and all the ballet stars of that time. This was like, you know, in like in 90s, whatever, everyone was there. You know, Nureyev performed. He performed. Makarova performed. Alicia Alonso. I mean, Baryshnikov. I mean, all of the greats performed on that stage. And Ailey, we performed also. It was just. There was no words to describe, you know, sharing the stage with them. You know, it's at the Metropolitan Opera House with all of these legends, and so ballet. You know, of course now we have, you know, Miss Misty Copeland.
Yes.
So
Miss Misty Copeland. Yes. And she is a friend of yours.
Yes, an acquaintance. Yes, friend and acquaintance. Yes.
I tell you, when you talk about sharing the stage with these legendary people of dance, these elite.
The elite.
People of dance.
Yes.
As you were speaking, I'm feeling the hair on my arms like raise up.
It brought it back to me too. I mean,
I'm like, oh my God, I've got goose pimples.
These were like, you know,
the cream of the crop.
Once in a lifetime, you know, moments that will never happen. You know, historic. You know, one other historic thing I will share with you. When I was with the LA Company, we had the opportunity to perform for the royal family. Okay. But we performed for the royal family,
yes.
Okay? Again, historic.
Queen Elizabeth.
Yes, Queen Elizabeth, you know, Prince Charles, Princess Diana was still alive then, and it was, you know, wonderful at the, you know, the Royal Opera House, and then afterwards we had like a meet and greet, you know, where they came and, you know, Prince Charles was talking to us, took pictures with us, and the royal family took pictures, you know, Princess Diana, and, you know, I really loved your cinnamon solo.
That was wonderful.
I was like, thank you, you know, and the Queen. Also, I met her personally. It was like,
how was that meeting the Queen of England?
Yo, it's like, you know, first of all, you know, you're in black, black tie. You know, we wore tuck. I went out. I had the top hat to tuck the tails. And, it's like, you know, serious.
Yeah.
You know, but there's like a protocol.
Okay.
There's protocol, okay? You can't just go and be like,
Yo,
hey, man, yo, what's up, girl? How you doing? I love you. No, no. You got to wait until, you know, it's like one of her servants, you know, they'll present you to her, and then she'll, like, you know, acknowledge you, and then you have to come, and, you know, you have to, you know, bow and good evening, Your Majesty. And then you wait for her to reply. Right. It's all bouncing on her. And you say, good evening, man. She's like, oh, good evening. You know, I really enjoyed your performance of Revelations.
That must have been such
It was a highlight of my, you know, my career.
God.
How many people can, you know, say they met the royal family? And
Princess Diana.
Princess
How
Diana.
Was
she was so sweet and loving and compassionate. You know, we actually had a little one-on-one little, you know, thing, and she was like, you know, I really enjoy you. She was like, I really enjoyed you, because I did like the Cinnamon.
Yeah.
You know, the Revelations, the solo parts, 3 solo. And she was like, I really enjoyed your solo. I was like, thank you, Your Majesty.
Wow.
Thank you, Your Majesty. So I was like, you know, that's something that's burned into your, you know, your memory. And I have photos too. I got the receipts to prove it, yo.
Okay.
Okay, I got the receipts, yo.
I saw it. I said, whoop. Okay.
I got the receipts.
That is awesome.
So, yeah.
How many people can ever say they danced and met the Queen of England and the royal family? Except Meghan Markle.
Right. And maybe Mystique,
Mystique Copeland,
right,
yes.
the other elites,
Yes.
but that was just a blessed time, with the Ailey company, with Mr. Ailey still being alive, the world was his oyster, so. Yes.
And joking about P-Town, you just came back from P-Town.
Yeah.
Tell us about the
My friend here, my friends in New York call me the Black Prince of Midtown, the Black Prince of Hell's Kitchen. When I walk in my apartment, my doorman's like, "Welcome home, Prince Charles." I'm like, "Okay." So I was like, "Yo, okay. Well, the Prince is going up to P-Town," and I did, and they treated me like
royalty that you are.
It was amazing. I met so many like
top of the
top line. The first 1% of people.
Okay.
And I networking meeting. I'm starting my business. Like, oh, well, our family investors and starts. So so the connections were made. You know how we do.
Yes, we do.
You know how we do.
We gotta.
Right.
Yes. Get
So
it
that was marvelous, magical business, pleasure.
Oh, and a little relaxation.
And a little relaxation, yes.
Awesome, a little relaxation. We got to go down there together.
Yes.
Oh, that would be live.
Yes.
That would be like, okay, I'm going to find some time to
Yes.
off from teaching.
Yes.
And do that.
Yes. Yes.
So what else can you tell us about your illustrious career that you haven't done as yet?
Well, like I said, now I'm kind of like, I have a new life. I have a new career now, as a producer, I've been teaching the masterclass, masterclass teacher, entrepreneur, I'm an entrepreneur also. I'm starting a ride-sharing company.
Don't say no much. Don't say no more. Don't say any more.
Yes.
Okay.
Starting a ride-sharing company.
Okay.
Developing the app right now.
Yes.
So, I'm thinking, outside of the,
the
dance world also. So,
that's
a lot of things.
That's part of legacy.
Yes.
That's definitely part of it. I'm sorry, I didn't.
Yeah. So that's where I'm businessman. I'm a businessman, and also artistic director, producer. It's all getting more behind the scenes,
Because truth be known, behind the scenes is where the real movers and shakers are.
Exactly.
They're not out in front on stage.
Exactly. I'm not 40 years old trying to get out there and kick. No. I want to be, yes, we want to be, in control of our life and our destiny, and exactly. I am. We are.
We are. And we just have to make the correct choices.
Yes, and we are.
We are making those choices.
We are. I believe in the Lord. I believe in God.
Yes.
And
He directs our path.
Yes, He does.
Yes.
Puts all the right things on the pieces on the chess
piece on the board. Chess game, yes.
Puts it all together, and it's all just connecting.
Exactly.
It's beautiful. It's just
amazing.
Beautiful.
It's amazing. I want to talk about you're doing all these interviews now. So are you becoming a pro at this?
I love it though. I feel like those stars or whatever. They go and they're doing like their little talk. They go on a talk show route, promoting their. I'm just so honored. I'm so honored. Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
I'm
when
so
I first met you, we were at Faison Firehouse.
Yes,
George Faison's place.
Yes. I was producing a course there.
Yes. Tell us about that.
Yes, which I'm still doing. The course. Again, the Elite World of Black Dance. Produced. Presents dances classes in the African diaspora, featuring Anthony Howell. So
I'm both working on that.
Yes, I'm the producer of that, but we're working, we're collaborating together.
That is great.
So we were at the Firehouse for a while with George Faison, who, again, he's amazing. He's like, he's like a father figure to me, and just to kind of keep that connection, it's just wonderful.
And I remember when I did meet you that night, we were taking Anthony Howell's class all together, and my friend had flown in from Paris
Yes.
Monsieur Lario Exon, and a picture I took of George Faison, you, Chucky Epps, and Lario Exon. And when I got home and looked at it, I had chills again because I said, this is a historic moment that will never happen
All the unity,
again.
the history coming together like that.
It was amazing.
Yes, it was.
When I looked at the pictures and I was like, oh, goodness, I called y'all the babies. I said, these are the babies of the business.
Okay, well, thank
right
you.
here.
I haven't been called that in a while, but I'll
Yes.
take it.
Okay, I was like, these are the babies. Learn from them. You all have so much to give.
Thank you. And like I said, you, my dear, you are, at the top of your, craft too. And I'm just so proud of you, of what you're doing. And, the world is your oyster.
I appreciate that, Chucky.
Yes.
Thank you. Wow. So where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Well, I have my 5-year plan. Like I said, in 10 years, my company will have gone public. Okay, that's
New York Stock Exchange?
Yes, we're going public. Okay, yes, we've already. My financial advisor reviewed that. Yes, so as in 10 years, we know we're going to be going public. So that's like the big picture, and and hopefully still be producing films because I'm working with this wonderful producer, and I have some wonderful ideas about doing like a movie, something fictional.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
so we're good, and I'm also going to also have a foundation.
Talk about the foundation.
Again, with the Elite World of Black Dance Foundation.
Okay.
And yes, so it's a wonderful mission that we have to do, and that we're going to be doing, bringing together the elites and their students.
Have you ever thought of doing maybe a documentary on your family and the history of the entertainers that are in your family?
No.
The Epps?
No, I haven't. But that's something,
That's an
think of, because I
idea.
said my dad is like 93 years old.
Bless his
Okay.
heart.
He is walking around like he's 65 years old. Okay. He's got a life. I mean, he's like my manager. He's like, like my manager. He's like just toots my horn and everything like that. And he's active. I mean, he's driving every day. He has a little girlfriend. And so I'm thinking about doing a little podcast, a little TikTok about him, just showing the world that just because you get a certain age, that don't mean you can't live anymore. My dad is living like a 70-year-old.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
It's a blessing. I'm like,
What? He got a girlfriend.
he got a girlfriend, yo. He got a girlfriend.
Wait a
And
minute.
he out driving every day. Every day he out at 10. He got his job. Out by 10, home by 6. Okay, every day.
That keeps him young.
That's what keeps it going.
Too.
So
That's amazing.
that would be something to kind of share with
I'll be like, Dad Epps, hey, let me holler at you. His girlfriend might be like,
no, Miss Willie's sweet.
Wow,
That's why he like that cat daddy. That's my dad.
so good.
Yeah.
So we're going to kind of wrap it up.
Great. Okay, cool.
So what would the last question be? What would you want your legacy to be?
Yes, that I created something that that can educate people, in the arts, as well as offering a service, through my entrepreneurial business that people need, that will help them, and being successful.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you, Charles Chucky Epps, choreographer, dancer, pedagogy, all of the above, and my new friend.
Yes.
Thank you for coming to the Mackenzie Project and letting me interview you. You are a joy and a gem. Thank you so
my
much.
honor, my pleasure.
Thank you. And to my audience, the Faith and Fitness TV broadcast, the Mackenzie Project, you will see Mr. Chucky Epps's endeavors manifest and come to fruition, and you're going to say you heard it first here on the Mackenzie Project. Patricia Mackenzie, also known as Takesha, signing off. Faith and Fitness TV broadcast. Have a great day.
Bye, everybody.